Okay, all right. You landed on Island 49. I'm your host, Weston Smith, here to talk about the week 3 matchup this evening. Happy Thursday, y'all. Thursday night football, 49ers home opener at Levi North versus Levi South last week against the New York Football Giants. Be back to talk about it in a second. All right. Short turnaround to football coming off of Sunday's win. This week is especially interesting and exciting for me and my household. As you know, I live in New York Giant territory. Family has season tickets to the New York Giants. My brother is a diehard New York Giant fan. We just grew up in different eras, root for different teams. It's all good. It's all love, but it is against the New York Giants Thursday night. So what are we looking forward to besides having a football game to watch in such a short turnaround? But what are we looking forward to in this game? So, from my perspective, thinking about just the 49ers, hoping to avoid a letdown. Thursday night games as we get further into the season feel a little bit lackluster. Now, good news for us is this Thursday night actually happens to be early in the season, right? It's only the second aired Thursday night game under the prime schedule, the way that they have it, etc. So rather get this game earlier in the year, get a nice little 9-day cushion, 10-day cushion before the next game. So love that. It's not like it was last year, much later in the season, where you're worried about a lot of lingering injuries, who's going to suit up, who's going to play. Luckily, the 49ers have not really badly been bitten by the injury bug heading into tonight's matchup. Yes, I know we're all worried about the status of Brandon Ayuk. Last I checked, I don't think he's been ruled out as of yet. They'll probably take this up to a game time decision. But for the New York Giants, they're limping in wounded. They have, the obvious one here, Saquon Barkley is not going to play tonight. Then you have your entire left side of the line, left tackle Andrew Thomas, left guard Ben Breedenson, all out. And then you have an edge rusher and Azeez Ojulari, who's not going to play tonight either. So those are 4 starters that are out for the Giants in a short week where they've remained on the West Coast after facing the Cardinals this past weekend. And we saw how that game went. Went down really big, really early, made an awesome comeback. So they're riding a high right now. And the reason why I don't want to see a letdown from the Niners based on wounded competition limping in. We're no stranger to this. We've seen the 49ers under this regime many of time take that 2-week East Coast stand where they stay out there as a team, minor distractions, families usually not traveling with, etc. So the full focus is on ball. And we've seen that galvanize teams, right? Like we've seen that where we've won both those games on the road. So I don't want anybody to lose sight of that. Like there is an opportunity for the Giants to become the team that they believe that they are, a playoff team last year that should in theory only get better in the second year under Brian Daboll. I know the season hasn't started that way, but this is still a formidable opponent. Yes, they're coming in wounded. Yes, we look pretty healthy. So what else can we be looking for in this game? For me, if the game goes according to script, i.e., we take care of business, sustain a lead, build that nice little buffer cushion, I love to see how the rotation's going to look, i.e., like, does McCaffrey get a little bit of a break here? Yes, I know we're going, we'll have a 9 or 10-day break before the next game, but I do worry about overusage early in the season and what that means down the road. So I want to see, what's Elijah Mitchell going to look like on the field? Is Jordan Mason going to get some totes? How are they going to divide and conquer from the backfield perspective? I mentioned Ayuk being injured before. Does it make sense to let him go tonight? I don't know. We're talking about collarbone area, neck area. Those things tend to hang around. So if you can get some extra rest and you feel confident that you can, take down the opponent without the added talent, I think you be wise to take that opportunity with a collarbone. He doesn't even take a hit, right? If it's just an off place ball and he's diving and the way he hits the ground, could be his season, could be 6 weeks, could be 8 weeks. So I'm very intrigued on how they might approach the topic of Brandon Ayuk and his exposure, his playing time. That being said, even if he does suit up, I think this is the perfect week to get Ronnie Bell involved in the offense. So let's say Ayuk doesn't play. So you got Debo, Jawan slides to 2. That gives an opportunity for Ray to find the field, gives an opportunity in my guess Ronnie Bell to find the field. He had a fantastic preseason. Love to see him get some opportunities here on a short week while there's really no game day tape on him for the regular season so far. So you can use him a little bit differently, but get him open in the same way that you do Ayuk. And I think he's going to make plays, and we've seen what he can do with the ball in his hand. So he fits right in to this offense. So intrigued to see what that looks like. Defensively, my interest is even more peaked. A pure excitement and fan level of me is hopeful that this is the week that Nick Bosa gets in the stat column in terms of just getting a sack, right? Getting the monkey off his back per se. I'm no stranger to how much of a force he still is, and just in terms of accounting for him and the pressure that he creates, etc. And we don't pay that man just for statistics, but it is a very large paycheck. And usually those statistics, when he's producing them, bode very well for this defense. And in turn, this offense changes field position, gets us the ball back, wear down their D, all the good stuff that why edge rushers get paid the big money. So I just think it's like a little bit of the yips to start the season, if you will, not getting a full off season, going through the contract negotiations in this short week here. Can you just get right back into ball and go ahead and find the quarterback? Speaking of the quarterback, I have pause for concern here when it comes to Daniel Jones. I don't know if I'm the only one who remembers that this defense notoriously struggles against mobile quarterbacks. And, forget it. They call run plays for Daniel Jones, right? So that's what they think of as athletic ability. But where we really struggle is when the front four get home, but there's nobody to get because that person's got outside the pocket. And so with that being said, I would not be surprised to see veteran defensive coordinator Steve Wilks assign a spy in some instance, a little bit more man versus the traditional, approach that we might see. Or if it's not a spy who's just honing in on Daniel Jones, maybe you see a little bit more zone. So there's a couple more people based on their area of responsibility or closer to the line of scrimmage so that if he does break contain, it's not just nothing but green in front of him for 20, 30, 40 yards. I fully expect without Saquon, with a banged up offensive line, that the 49ers will control the line of scrimmage on first and second downs while on defense. The question is going to remain, can they get off the field on third down? And what gives me the biggest hesitation is, are they going to prevent Daniel Jones from running all over the football field? He's got a knack for it. He's talented in that regard. And that's what changes games, getting off the field on third down or sustained drives, tire the defense, go down, keep the ball out of your explosive offense's hands, and maybe it's kicking field goals or even finding the end zone. That is a recipe. It's our own recipe on how to win games more often than not. Grind the clock, run it, run it, run it. So these I've seen crazier things happen, but that's where I am most concerned is going to be the production and the ability of Daniel Jones and how he might operate. One player can change this game, especially when it's just at the most important position and an individual that carries a skill set that I'm just saying we haven't seen it under Steve Wilks and his defense yet and how he'll adjust. But in years prior, it has been a continuous struggle for us not being able to bring down the mobile quarterback and how quickly it can change the game or the momentum related to the game. That being said, I'm just excited. It's Thursday. I don't often look forward to the Thursday games other than it's just football at night that I can kind of zone out to and, track fantasy and do all of those things. I don't enjoy our team playing on Thursday night, but hey, we don't get to pick the schedule. So it gives me one more thing to be excited about on a Thursday. I firmly believe that the 49ers should handle business and probably handle business rather easily. That's my mentality. I don't play in the game. I just don't want them to take this opponent light Got a nice little buffer, right? You got a 10-game or 9-day stretch. Then I think we got Arizona at home. And then the gauntlet arrives, right? Where Dallas is showing up, and they've been playing phenomenal ball. I mean, they smacked the Giants opening week 40-0. I think we're capable. It's hard to shut out an opponent, and their defense was historical, and the Giants' offense was lackluster to say the least. In that game, couldn't get anything going. But I think we provide similar challenges and struggles for the team. So that's it. That's all I really wanted to cover. I just wanted to get my sentiment out about the game. Normally, I would do these pregame shows a night in advance. Was a little under the weather last night, so trying to sneak it out this morning. Normally, it would be live, but I'm kind of recording this before I start my work day, and I'm accountable. And then I'll go ahead and upload the video closer to game time. But happy week 3 as we kick off on Thursday evening on Amazon Prime. Really looking forward to it. But as always, go Niners.